Folks, let's have a talk. I see it every single day on my show. People call in making $80,000, $120,000, even $200,000 a year, and they are flat broke. They're living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, and one small emergency away from total disaster. How does this happen? It's not a mystery. It's not bad luck. It's a phenomenon I call lifestyle creep, and it's the financial equivalent of a slow, silent heart attack. You feel fine for a while, but underneath the surface, your choices are clogging up your cash flow and setting you up for a catastrophic failure. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being smart. The core of this problem lies in a fundamental misunderstanding of three very simple words: needs, wants, desires. We live in a culture that has intentionally blurred the lines between them. Marketers spend billions of dollars to convince you that your wants are actually needs, and that your desires are your birthright. They want you stressed, they want you in debt, they want you to keep chasing the next shiny object. Let's get crystal clear on this. Needs are the absolute, non-negotiable things you must have to survive and work in our society. That's it. There is no gray area here. These are the items that, if you failed to pay for them, would lead to an immediate and severe crisis in your life. Think of them as the four walls of your financial house: food, shelter, utilities, transportation. These are the things that keep you safe, fed, and able to earn a living. Everything else comes after these are secured. When you make your budget, these are the line items that get funded first, every single time, without question. Let's break it down. Food means basic groceries to cook meals at home. It does not mean DoorDash 5 nights a week, organic truffle-infused kale chips, a $7 latte every morning. Shelter means a modest, safe place to live. It's your rent payment or a reasonable mortgage on a home you can actually afford. It is not a sprawling McMansion in a gated community with a payment that eats up half your income. Utilities mean the electricity, water, and heat that keep your home functioning. Now let's talk about wants. Wants are the things that make life more comfortable, more convenient, and more fun. Let me be clear. Wants are not evil. It is not a sin to want nice things. A life with no wants is a pretty boring and grim existence. The problem doesn't come from having wants. It comes from treating your wants like they are needs. This is the single most common mistake that keeps people broke. They confuse the furniture with the foundation. You can live in an empty house for a while, but you can't live in a house with no walls. What are some examples of wants? Eating out at a restaurant is a want. Your basic groceries are a need. A steak dinner with friends is a want. That new iPhone is a want, especially if your current phone still makes calls and sends texts. A vacation to the beach is a want. Brand name clothing is a want. Subscriptions to streaming services, your daily specialty coffee, and the latest video game console are all wants. They add enjoyment to your life, but if you had to cut them out tomorrow to survive, you could. Life would go on. The danger with wants is that they are masters of disguise. They are sneaky. After you've had them for a little while, they start to feel like needs. You get a raise and upgrade your car. Soon, you can't imagine driving your old one. You start getting food delivered, and the thought of cooking every night feels like a huge burden. That streaming bundle you signed up for now feels essential for your evening relaxation. This is the creep. Your baseline for a normal life slowly and steadily rises, and with it, your fixed monthly expenses. Your bigger income is eaten up by a bigger lifestyle. This is why the order of operations for your money is so important. Wants are only to be paid for with leftover money. That means you pay for your needs first. Then, you pay yourself second by saving and investing for your future. Only then, with whatever is left over, can you start funding your wants. If there isn't enough money left for the vacation, you don't go. You don't put it on a credit card. You don't tell yourself you deserve it. You acknowledge it's a want, and you haven't earned it yet. This discipline is the barrier that stands between you and a life of financial stress. Now we arrive at the most dangerous category of all: desires. Desires are different from wants. Wants, chas, comfort, and enjoyment. Desires, chas, image, status, impressing others. Envy, comparison, insecurity. The voice that says, "What will they think?" This is the territory of keeping up with the Joneses. Let me tell you a secret. The Joneses are broke. They're financing their fancy lifestyle with a mountain of debt. Chasing them is financial suicide. The hallmarks of desire-driven spending are luxury and excess. A luxury car, not just new, but a brand that screams, "I've made it." A designer handbag with a flashy logo. An oversized house in an exclusive neighborhood. A constant stream of exotic vacation photos on social media. Desires are rarely about your own genuine happiness. They're a performance for an audience that's not paying much attention. This chase is a trap. Desires are a moving target, an unquenchable thirst. You buy the fancy car and feel great for a few weeks. Then your neighbor pulls up in an even fancier one. You get the designer watch, then a newer, more exclusive model appears. Someone, somewhere, will always have more. You're running on a treadmill designed to make you tired and broke. It is a game you can never, ever win. Spending on desires is the fastest way to wreck your financial life. It often involves the worst kind of debt. People take out massive loans. They drain their savings. They use credit cards as if they are free money. They justify it by saying, "It's an investment in my image." That is garbage. It's an investment in your own destruction. True success is not about what you drive. Owning your life. Having zero debt. Knowing your family's future is secure. Choose validation less and value peace more. Lifestyle creep, or lifestyle inflation, is a subtle and patient thief. It doesn't rob you all at once. It doesn't break down your door in the middle of the night. Instead, it slowly siphons your wealth away, one small upgrade at a time. It's the reason that a $10,000 a year raise can vanish into thin air without you even noticing. It's allowing your spending to rise in lockstep with your income, leaving you with no more financial breathing room. It begins innocently enough. You get a promotion and a nice pay bump. For the first month, you feel rich. It feels like a windfall in your account. You tell yourself, "I've worked hard. I deserve something nice." Upgrade apartment. Rent only a few hundred more a month. New car looks better in front of the place. Trade it in for a newer model with a higher monthly payment. You've earned it, right? Daily habits shift. Used to pack your lunch. Now you buy lunch every day. Fancy cafe coffee instead of making it at home. A few more subscription services, only $15 a month each. None of these choices feel like a big deal. Each one is small and justifiable. But they add up. Fixed monthly costs absorb the raise. Your new rent, your new car payment, your new subscriptions. They have completely absorbed that raise. You're back to no margin. The new, more expensive lifestyle becomes your normal. Former wants feel like needs. Moving back feels like a step backward, a failure. Driving a less expensive car feels like a downgrade. You've trapped yourself. Higher income didn't buy freedom. It bought you a more expensive cage with golden bars. You must keep earning at that level just to maintain a lifestyle you didn't even have a year ago. You don't just wake up one day and find yourself broke on a six-figure salary. It's a journey in the wrong direction. It happens in predictable stages. The first step is the income jump. You get a raise, you get a bonus, you get a new job with a much better salary. This is a moment of opportunity. It's a chance to accelerate your financial goals. It's a chance to pay off debt faster. It's a chance to build a massive emergency fund. It's a chance to start investing heavily for retirement. This is the fork in the road. The wise person sees the extra income as a tool for the future. The foolish person sees it as permission to spend more today. The second step is the normalization of wants. They get the bigger apartment, they get the nicer car, they get the more expensive clothes. They start eating out more. They start taking fancier vacations. For a short time, it feels like an upgrade. Very quickly, this new standard of living becomes the baseline. The nicer car is no longer a luxury. It's just my car. The weekly restaurant meals are no longer a treat. They're just dinner. These wants have disguised themselves as needs, making them hard to cut back later. The third step is the introduction of debt to sustain the illusion. The air conditioner breaks. The car needs new tires. Desire for even higher status kicks in. The raise has already been absorbed by the inflated lifestyle. There's no cash to handle these things. Out comes the credit card, or a buy now, pay later loan for new furniture. Debt becomes the bridge between inflated lifestyle and actual cash flow. Interest payments start to pile up, another monthly bill. The final step is the crisis. Income goes to needs, inflated wants, and debt, no savings. They're walking a financial tightrope with no safety net. Then a real emergency strikes: job loss, medical crisis, divorce. With no emergency fund, they're knocked off the tightrope. They can't make the car payment. They can't pay rent on the fancy apartment. The credit cards are maxed out. This is how someone making $120,000 a year ends up in bankruptcy court. It wasn't their income that failed them. It was their choices. If you want to avoid this trap, you need to operate with a simple, non-negotiable rule. It's not complicated. It's not some advanced financial wizardry. It is a straightforward, common-sense order of operations for your money. Most people who are in financial trouble have this rule completely backward, and that is the root of all their problems. If you get this one thing right, everything else starts to fall into place. You must handle your money in this specific order, every single time you get paid. No exceptions, no excuses. Here is the rule. 1. Pay for needs first. 2. Save and invest second. 3. Spend what is left on wants. Let's repeat that. Needs first. Savings second. Wants last. This is the formula for winning with money. Before you even think about a restaurant or a new gadget, you make sure your four walls are fully funded. Food, shelter, utilities, transportation. This is the responsible adult thing to do. It ensures your survival and stability are never in question. It is the bedrock of your financial plan. The second step is the one that separates the wealthy from the broke. You pay yourself. After your needs are covered, the very next dollar goes to your future. Build your emergency fund. Pay off debt with intensity. Invest for retirement. Treat your savings and debt payoff like a bill. The most important bill you have, paid to your future self. Make it automatic. Set up an automatic transfer the day you get paid. That way, you're not tempted to spend it. Only after funding needs and future do you have permission to spend on wants. Whatever is left is yours to enjoy, guilt-free. If there's $500 left, you can spend $500 on wants. If there's $50 left, you can spend $50. If there's zero left, you spend zero. You don't use a credit card to buy wants you can't afford. This process forces you to live on less than you make. It builds a buffer into your life. It puts you in control. It is the only path to building lasting wealth. Stay the course. Knowing the rule is one thing, putting it into practice is another. Lifestyle inflation is a powerful current, and you need to actively swim against it. Here are some simple, practical, real-life steps you can take right now to stop the creep and take back your income. The first and most important step is to make a written budget every month. Before the month begins, you have to give every single dollar a name. List your income at the top and then start subtracting. List your needs. List your savings goals. List your debt payments. What's left over is what you have for wants. A budget is your plan. It's telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Second, automate your savings. The easiest way to save money is to never see it in the first place. Set up an automatic transfer for a specific amount to move from your checking account to a separate savings account on every payday. Treat it like a tax. It's non-negotiable. This single habit will build your emergency fund and your wealth faster than almost anything else. Start small if you have to, $25 a paycheck, but start. Third, implement a waiting period for non-essential purchases. For any want that costs over, say, $100, enforce a mandatory 30-day waiting period. Write it down on a list. More often than not, after 30 days have passed, the intense urge to buy it will have vanished. This simple cooling-off period helps you separate a fleeting impulse from a genuine want you're willing to budget for. It short-circuits the instant gratification culture and gives your logical brain time to catch up with your emotional brain. You will be shocked at how many purchases you avoid with this one simple trick. Finally, you need to actively hunt down and destroy the small leaks in your budget. Subscriptions you don't use. The daily coffee. The lunch is out. $5 a day is $150 a month, which is $1,800 a year. That's a powerful chunk of money that could be building your emergency fund or paying off a credit card. Go through your bank statement line by line. Cancel every subscription you don't use regularly. Challenge yourself to pack your lunch for a month. These small disciplined choices free up cash flow and build the muscle of intentionality. Ultimately, getting control of your money and stopping lifestyle creep is not just about math. It's about your mindset. Your behavior with money is a direct reflection of your beliefs and your character. If you believe you deserve a certain lifestyle you can't actually afford, you will always be in trouble. Winning with money requires a fundamental shift in how you view success, how you view happiness, and how you view yourself. You have to decide that you value future security more than current appearances. You have to choose long-term peace over short-term pleasure. The first mindset shift is to seek enough instead of always chasing more. Our consumer culture is designed to make you feel perpetually dissatisfied. There's always a new model, a better version, a more luxurious option. You have to learn to be content, to be grateful for what you have. Recognize that a paid-for car, no matter how old, provides more peace than a brand new one with a stressful payment. True wealth is not about having a lot of stuff. It's about having a lot of options, and the person with no payments has more options than anyone. The second shift is to celebrate saving as a victory. For too long, we've seen spending as the reward. We get a bonus and think, what can I buy? You need to flip that script. When you get a bonus, the victory is putting that entire amount into your retirement account or putting it toward your mortgage. Saving isn't a sacrifice, it's an act of power. It's you declaring that you are in control of your destiny. Every dollar you save is a dollar that works for you, instead of you having to work for it. That is a reason to celebrate. So here are 3 simple actions you can take today to begin this journey. First, go home tonight and write down the exact cost of your 4 walls. Your basic needs. Know that number cold. Second, set up one automatic transfer to your savings account, even if it's just for $20. Do it right now. Third, the next time you are about to buy something that isn't a need, stop and ask yourself, will this improve my future or just my image? Will this matter in 5 years? Small habits, practiced with intensity, create massive change. Your financial future is decided by the small choices you make every single day. Start making the right ones today. Please like, subscribe, and follow. It will help us grow and reach more people.